Hey there, boys and girls. Today we're going to be doing the Explosion of Needles. We need to use no more than 3 items, beat it within 20 turns, beat him with an Esper. I'll show you a little trick about the Esper when we get to that point. Let's take Fulcani's Edward Elric with us. I had a lot of people ask me, hey, why don't you record Dark Visions? I just don't. It was a lot of gearing. It was a lot of killing bosses on turn 2. Would take a lot of editing. I really feel like probably the only last couple bosses is the only difficult bosses of that. And I feel like most people probably did just fine on it. So I don't really want to record that, but I will show you like some sort of a concept team that I use for Dark Visions. Except I couldn't use dupes there, so I used one Ifrit Rain and then Edward Elric. They're both Stardust Ray Chainers, so it still applies. But the main thing that I had to use was Marksman Zon. He's going to be our passive provoke tank for this trial as well. You need death immunity on your passive provoke. Full evasion. I had to use the Equip Light Shield to do that with the Moogle plushie. I put his STMR on and Sea Dragon. I put I Love Chocobos on too because this boss can paralyze you. I believe it also does an Imperil to paralyze. So if you don't have some sort of resistance, you could still end up being paralyzed. Cecil's going to be our magic tank for this one. He just needs lots of hit points and spirit. I believe a lot of this damage is non-elemental. Riku's going to be our breaker. She's got the AoE Mirage. I did put Bonds of Eons on some of my units where I could fit it. So I can get the Esper fill because we do have to finish with an Esper on this fight. I'm taking Aang as my finisher. Now, you don't have to use Aang. You don't have to kill this boss on turn 2. I just thought it would be kind of neat to show the fight this way. I really like Aang, so we're going to be taking him. If you can't secure the kill on turn 2, it's fine. You're going to take a little bit of damage, and then on turn 3, you can just finish the boss off. This boss is not very threatening whatsoever. I think it's more of like a fun boss. This is my Edward Elric. Lots of attack, lots of plant killer. Good stuff. And as always, Fulcani is really well geared. He's got plenty of plant killer on. He's got the double Ravenheart. Congratulations, Fulcani. He's got tons of plant killer on. He's got a little bug killer on. I don't think them bugs are as threatening as the plant part, but we should be just fine. No really nasty preemptive with this fight. He's just going to spawn. He's going to spawn up some hornets. I've never actually done this where the Hornets have done anything to me because I can always AoE them down pretty easy. Like I said, we're going for a Dark Visions S clear right here, so we're going to get one Edward Elric to use their cooldown, and then he's going to imbue himself with fire. It doesn't matter what element you use, the boss is 30% resistant to all elements. And then with the second Edward Elric, we'll use the cooldown and we'll do a fire Imperil. Make sure we got the boss targeted, send that off. And then Riku is going to give us AoE Mirage and Break. And then Aang is going to use his power up and give us a bug killer buff. Again, very inconsequential, just doing it because it's fun. And then the good thing about Zon, or what Zon is very, very useful for, is he's going to use Elemental Mirror. That way he can steal that fire imbue off my Edward Elric. Then he'll use Critical Mirror so he can steal that bug killer buff from Aang. And then he's going to use Projected Mirror, which is going to spread it to everybody in the group. That's what makes him super, super strong. And then Cecil's just going to do Into the Dark, try to mitigate as much damage as possible. It's also going to give him triple cast and magic cover. You don't also want your magic tank to be your provoke on this one because the boss will dispel, and then he won't be magic covering at that point, so you don't want that to happen. Make sure you bring a secondary unit for the passive provoke. Alright, we've got a full Esper bar because we had a lot of those materias for the Esper fill. We'll go ahead and get his Edward's cooldown and double auto mail blade. We'll get cooldown and then double auto mail blade. This is a nice thing about Zon. He basically can chain with anybody, so we'll get him to do his triple Stardust Ray chain. Same thing with Cecil. Now I didn't do this in Dark Visions because this will actually harm Cecil, which would have given me a lower score, but his double cast, or when he's in Holy Stance, it's fine to do this. We'll go ahead and do the triple cast Dark Stance. We'll use Aang's Limit Burst to get all of these good things ready, and we're going to chain them all off. We should end up with a really, really long chain, and Aang should finish the boss off just fine. Boom, tons of damage. Good fun. Now, you can see right here, the boss is dead, but I've still got a turn left. And I want to go ahead and summon the Esper. This is going to also count for killing the boss with an Esper because he's technically not dead yet. And then what he's going to do is do a million needles attack or something like that. He's going to kill all my guys. They're going to come back up because of the re-raise, and life is good. Zon didn't come back because he, like I said, he gets dispelled. So you should be good to go there. So just to recap, make sure you bring some AoE breaks. AoE Mirage is very helpful. Bring a lot of damage. If you don't kill on turn 2, that's fine. You're just going to take a little bit of damage and then kill him on turn 3, turn 4, whatever. It's super easy boss. It is an important boss to do, though, because you get this materia that basically gives you AoE Mirage. So if you want to bring somebody else and you still want to use Mirage, you can equip that materia right there and do the same thing. But anyways, hope you guys liked the video. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the week. Good luck.